Spoilers ahead. Watch out, and take care. The movie is set in February 1976, in Djibouti. It starts with a school bus that is taking children to school as usual. All the students happily play inside the bus, while the scene is cut to a woman named Jane Anderson. She goes to the school where she teaches, and she places all the books of the children on their desks, showing how thoughtful Jane is. Then, a bus is picking up some children from the school, while a group of terrorists invade the bus. The leader of the group is a man named Barkhad. He holds the bus driver at gunpoint, and tells him to take them to the border. A man sees that the bus is getting hijacked, and sees his son inside the bus. The fretful father runs after the bus, but eventually loses it. Jane gets very concerned, when not a single student arrives in her class. While going towards the border, a kid asks the terrorists where they are taking them, but the terrorist hits him, and tells all of them to stay quiet. The army locates the bus, and starts to chase them. They shoot at the army, while Barkhad tells the bus driver to go faster. The soldiers use a walkie-talkie, and order the soldiers at the border to close it. The soldiers at the border set a spike strip, which causes the bus's tires to puncture. The bus stops while the Somali border closes. The French army soldiers also arrive. Barkhad grabs the driver, and tells him to get rid of the French army, or else they will kill the hostages. The driver goes out, and tells the army what they plan to do if the army does not back off. The bus is now in between the French border, and the Somali border, while keeping children hostage. Then we see a man named Andre Gervil alongside his wife and daughter. They are at a hospital, because his daughter was slightly hurt by a minor inconvenience. Andre gets a call, and he meets a woman named Michelle. She enlightens him with all the information about the tragic event. She tells him how 21 kids are being held hostage between two borders. She tells him that she sent a military advisor there, and plans on sending him there with a special unit, and not to take any action until he is ordered to. Jane is also very concerned, when she hears that her students are in a hostage situation. She goes to the French border, and tells the officers that she is a concerned teacher of the students. She asks to go the children, but the officer refuses. A general named Favrart arrives, and the arrival of General Favrart distracts the officers, which gives Jane a chance to run towards the children. She encounters Barkhad, who tells her to stop, or else he will kill an innocent child. She tells him that the children need their teacher, and asks him to let her inside the bus. She also mentions that she is American, and not French. Barkhad agrees and lets Jane inside the bus. Then, we are introduced to the military advisor named Philip Schaefer. Later at night, every child sleeps in the bus, as Jane checks on them. She sees the kid that the terrorist had hit earlier, in a frail condition, so she goes straight to Barkhad. She tells him that if the kid is not treated by a professional doctor right now, he might get an infection in his wound and die. Barkhad shows her a gun, and tells her to go back inside the bus. Andre and his special unit arrive. The general tells them that it is late at night, so he tells them to rest and work in the morning. Everyone takes their weapons, and goes, while Andre stays up and tries to figure out how to save the children from this situation. He comes with a plan to go there, while two of his men cover him from behind, ready to shoot at any time with the sniper guns. The general tells him that it is a bad idea, and that he should not do it. He also mentions that they have no orders to do this. But Andre still does not agree with him, and goes towards the bus. He manages to hide near the bus. Jane comes out of the bus to go to the toilet, when she sees Andre. She almost screams, but realizes that he is here to rescue her and the children. The Somali border suddenly turns on their lights, which is a very big problem for Andre, since he has no good hiding spot. He manages to run away from there, but the situation worsens when the French border also turn on their lights. He somehow gets out of there, without the terrorists catching him. He comes back, and gets very angry at the general for turning on their lights. Then he starts to explain his plan. He says that he plans on killing all 4 of the terrorists at the same time, so that no one is left to shoot the children. Philip agrees, but General Favrart disapproves. Favrart says that when they will shoot the terrorists, the Somali border will think that they are attacking them. They will start to shoot back, and they will have to fight back as well. He says this shooting will leave the children unsafe. Andre tries to convince Favrart, and ensures him that his team will bring in the children safely. He also mentions that they do not have any other choice. Andre gathers the entire team, and tells them about the plan. He says that they will go to a safe space between the borders, where terrorists would not be able to see them, and they will take their positions there. Then, they will kill all the terrorists at once, and save the children. All of them load their weapons, and get ready for the mission tomorrow. Andre gets a call from Michelle, who tells him that they will hold their positions, and will not shoot unless they are ordered to. The general and Andre get very offended after listening to this. The next day, Andre and his team go to the location, and take positions without the terrorists knowing it. All of them decide and choose a terrorist that they will shoot, because they had to do it at the same time. All of them are ready to shoot, but Jane gets in front of one of the terrorists, so none of them shoots, because all of them had to shoot at the same time. On the second try, they have a clear shot at all of them, when Andre asks General Favreard if they can shoot. The general tells him that they do not have the orders to shoot yet. Andre keeps asking, but the answer is always the same. They stay like that for some time, and the hot temperature worsens the situation. One terrorist is always inside the bus, which is another reason why they are not able to shoot now. Then they get an order, that they will send some food for the children, and meanwhile they tell the team to rest. While the team is resting, Andre notices that there are some people at the Somalia border that are armed. He asks the general about this, but he says that he does not know anything about this as well. Then, an officer comes there, and gives food to the children. A girl hides behind the officer, but Barkhad shoots the man dead when things get heated. Andre comes back and tells the general that they have to do something, before he actually starts to kill children. He asks Andre about how long his team can survive out there, to which he says, that they can stay out there a few hours more. Jane begs Barkhad, to at least let the injured boy go, or else he will die due to the infection. Then, a man from Somalia comes, and he starts to talk to Barkhad, while Jane listens to their entire conversation. Andre asks the general if the teacher in the bus can help them in any way. Jane herself appears with the injured boy, and says that he needs immediate medical attention. They ask her about the terrorists, and what kind of weapons they possess. She says that they will bring another bus to get the children out of there. She tells them everything, when Andre asks her to keep the children calm when they shoot, because they can get in the way. She says that it is nearly impossible to do, because the children are already very frustrated due to these unfortunate circumstances. They come up with a way to keep the children calm. They decide that they will put medicine in the water, so that the children doze off during the shooting. Andre also takes Philip and his team, and they all sit in their positions. They notice that another bus is arriving, and Andre instantly contacts the general. He says that the bus is here, and night will fall soon, and if they have to do something they will have to do it right now. General Favreard once again tells him, that they do not have the orders to shoot. Andre tells his team that they are still not letting them shoot, but they make a mutual decision, that they will shoot no matter what the orders are. All of them shoot at the same time, and their plan works. All the terrorists get shot in the head, and the threat eliminates. The Somalia army figures that shots were fired, but they do not know who shot them from where. One member of the terrorist group was with the Somalians, and he goes to the bus. He finds all of the others dead, so he almost shoots the children, but is also shot by the team. The Somalia army now figures out where the shots are coming from, and they start to shoot at the team. All of them start to shoot each other, while 3 men go towards the bus to save the children. Jane tells them to get down, while she also shoots some men. The French army comes, and after an action-packed scene, the children are rescued. The soldiers are injured, but they believe that all the children are safe and sound. But one girl was hit, and dies in front of everyone, as they stand in grief. The rest of the children are reunited with their families. After 3 months, Andre's team was given the name GIGN. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Turn on the notifications and leave a like to help the channel out.